kind of think the deliberations took a little longer than I anticipated.
Oh, really?
It was like 2.5, 3 days. I thought, oh, this is going to be done in 3 hours. They'll be like, oh, we know. We know.
There was a lot of stuff to go through
It's
on
true.
the evidence side. There was a lot of data, photos, text messages, emails, all those things. So the jury's going to have to take that into consideration. That's going to take time to go through. But they came out with what I would believe, and I think you would believe, was the right call.
And I think most of you would believe as well, was the right call. Johnny Depp. Vindicated to some degree, I feel. I feel like Amber Heard was wrong on basically every single count. There is that phrase, you get knocked down and you get up again. That's the case for Johnny Depp. I don't know if that's going to be the case for Amber Heard, but at the same time, this was not a bloody criminal case or anything silly like that. It was a civil case, and these guys don't like each other, alright? That's just how it is. People grow apart, or they should never have been together in the first place.
There's that.
But I will say, when the person was ringing off the yes, 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 yes against Amber Heard, I went, oh no. Oh no. This is what we all expected, but it still sounded so weird, it happening. It's almost like the entire scenario, the Me Too movement itself has been smacked around the face, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
No.
But at the same time, individuals have to pay for their actions.
Yeah.
And she was, according to all the evidence there and what the jury said and what most people believe, she was the abuser and Johnny was in most cases the victim.
Yeah, I really feel that the people who are running the Me Too movement and a lot of the people on Twitter and Instagram who were making all these posts all those years ago were probably now thinking, oh, I wish we hadn't put ourselves behind Amber Heard.
But even then, even right up to the verdict, people were saying, we have to support her.
But
she's right. We have to support her. Even if we think, even this was the mad thing, even if they were like, it's a bit shady, they were still saying we have to support her because she's a woman.
What we're getting to as a society is saying that we're gonna undermine our gut instinct, undermine our thoughts and our brain and our processing ability to be able to look at someone and judge their character from the way they speak, the way they interact with people, their actions, and just say, we're going to judge you based on the preordained image I have of you and your abilities.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happens with celebrities a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I think this is especially the case with Amber Heard, because there was this line within the Me Too movement which was believe all women.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's actually very detrimental because with this, she was the one who's now been found out as an abuser.
Yeah.
It's not been a criminal case.
No.
However, that is what people think of her now. And even though she was lauded as one of the people who had been abused, and she was one of the faces of the Me Too movement.
But she also said she didn't want to be viewed as a victim.
Yeah.
But then that makes sense with her saying that now because she was never a victim and she was the abuser.
I don't think Amber Heard's going to work very much anymore.
Nah, there'll be people who'll hire her, producers who'll say, oh, it's a good look for some reason or another, or, oh, we should hire her for this, it makes sense, she's the most famous person who'll be on this cast, so we should do that. That's fine, you know, that's the private sector, alright? People can do what they want. They want to hire her, they can hire her. What I find funny is that Johnny Depp's over here in the UK, just touring with his mate, having a chill out time after 8 weeks of hell, while Amber Heard was sitting in court waiting for the verdict. I mean, we probably should have gone to see him in the Royal Albert Hall. If we'd known. If I'd just been a little more aware, we could have gone and got it done.
We could have been there.
Because he was in Sheffield, he was somewhere else, and then he just rolled up at the Royal Albert Hall. And that night I saw the video and went, huh.
Wait a minute.
Wait, I know that place.
I've been to that establishment. Wait a minute. He got a standing ovation.
Yep.
The whole place up to the gallery was standing and clapping for him, which really shows how the wind has changed and how he really does have the public behind him. So
he has the wind in his sails now.
Yes, he does. So all those people who are saying, oh, it's bots online, this whole Twitter thing.
It seems like the bots were on Amber's side, to be honest.
Yeah.
It did kind of look like that.
You look in front of the courthouse, they were all there for Johnny. There were people giving flowers, they brought llamas in front of the courthouse.
That was mad, the alpacas were mad.
Really big things. You don't need to
They want him back as Captain Jack.
They do. I don't think he's coming back as Captain Jack.
I don't think he is.
But this is a good thing for him to be able to move on with his life and know that people have seen him for who he is and not who she painted him to be.
And he's clearly a troubled guy. He's had a lot of problems in his life. He's had to deal with them one way or another. In fact, I think in court he said something along the lines of, I'm not perfect. We've all had our issues. But that just makes him more endearing, the fact he's willing to state that and be vulnerable like that. And I think the fact that she did what she did and the way she did just made Amber Heard seem a bit fake. A bit like she was putting on a show.
I think that at the beginning, people said, oh, you know, online, I think she's faking it, this or that. And it was like, you know, let's just wait. There's going to be a few weeks of this.
Yeah.
But when you look at the footage from Amber Heard at the beginning of the trial, she had this kind of sad face on. And I'm guessing her PR team said, look, the sad face isn't working. Because within 5 days, the sad face was dropped. She was smirking. She was giggling. She was...
Right.
For those last 5 weeks, for the main majority of it, she was really...
different to what she was before.
Yeah.
I mean, even small things like Johnny Depp drawing pictures and handing them to his team.
Yeah.
That's just crazy shit. He's sitting there drawing in the courtroom like, oh, I guess I'll do this. I guess so. And Amber Heard's sitting there faking writing notes on a paper. Just looking intently, just faking writing notes. There's no paper hitting the pen. No pen hitting the paper. And someone on her team is behind her in the video looking at her being like,
And the camera zoomed in on it, so you saw that she hasn't been writing at all. It was just so that she didn't have to make eye contact with people on the stand, to give her a little bit of distance.
Whatever it was.
But honestly, it's so bad.
It's so
such a
fake.
tad look.
But then you look at Johnny Depp's team when the verdict was called. They were high-fiving, hugging. They were getting Johnny's security guard in there. They were getting all these other people being like, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. The right thing happened. We saved this man's future. That's what happened. That's literally what happened in that case. And Amber Heard came out with a statement afterwards saying, this is a really bad thing for women in general. And it's like, my girl, stop playing. It's clearly out there. They didn't believe you. And what I didn't like about the media, to be honest, I heard one report on this from the BBC when it had just happened live outside the courtroom. The reporter said this line, and I said, why are you trying to frame this like, oh, there's a bias and something has happened here in the jury, and this jury may have been tainted? And she said, so this jury has come out with this decision. I will note the jury was made up of 5 men and 2 women, and this is the decision that's been made. And I'm like, why is that necessary? Why have you said that other than to try and put a slant on this, saying because there were 5 men on that jury and there weren't enough women, that's why this case has turned out like this.
Well, it doesn't
That's
work
how I
like
felt
that.
listening to that.
It doesn't work like that because they came to a decision. This wasn't a hung jury.
No.
So those women ended up agreeing that Johnny Depp wasn't in the wrong. When you look at jury service, I actually haven't done one yet, but I know the process of it because you learn about it in school.
Yeah.
It's about convincing the other jurors, if there are people who are against you, of your reasoning and the understanding you have of the case.
Yeah.
And trying to change their mind if that's what you really strongly believe. But if they change your mind, then your mind's been changed
100%.
and you're on their side.
100%.
You can't say that this is a thing about sex because it's not. The judge was very fair. I'm sure the jury were chosen to be fair because that's what
they're chosen for. They're chosen to be impartial or as impartial as possible. If these guys had posts about the Me Too movement or about justice for Johnny, they wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been there. So the fact that these people, and I'm going to say it is what's happening, the media did that in that moment. And I said, that is disgusting. Some people will say there's nothing there. There's nothing there. You're just overlooking into it. I'm not. I know I'm not. Because otherwise they would have just said the jury's come to this decision. It was specifically said, 5 men, 2 women on this jury. Insinuating that if there were more women, this may have been different. I don't like it. I don't like it. What I do like is these fuckers didn't get what they wanted. And that was Amber Heard winning. Because clearly, that was overall what was the promoted idea from the mainstream.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted Amber Heard to win. Social media and the people wanted Johnny to win. And would you guess what happened? Johnny won. Congratulations. Go keep on rocking out. Do what you're doing. Maybe we'll see ya. Maybe we won't. But if you're in a movie over the next year or 2, we're gonna go watch it. See you later. See you tomorrow. Quality shitty content every single day. You know how it goes. We're happy. We're happy. Happy lambs. Happy as Larry.
Happy as Larry.
Very, very happy. See you tomorrow. Skadoosh.
I got you! I got you! Take that, you freaking psycho! I got you!